Hi, my friends. Doing really great? Okay. So here I have the basic explanation with the written main topics, and after that I'm going to give some details, some more details for all those topics. All right? Thank you so much. Hi, my friends. How are you doing? Having a great day? Oh, well, or had a great day? Hope so. Okay, so here we have instructions for churches of different types and also spiritual centers and places that also deals with planting and or selling or having stored those items such as ayahuasca, marijuana, the Eucharist, and the wine. Okay, so here are the basic information how you're going to proceed. If you work at any of these properties or if you are a church leader and so on. Okay? All right. Here does not include places for real negative things, even that in some countries they are authorized as well, but such as alcoholic drinks and other things. Okay? So this is more like just for those places I just mentioned. The other one's gonna follow more or less this order, but the details gonna be stated afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to show you, here's the titles, right? And I'm going to show you, I'm sorry, my computer is not doing well, the computer from the library, the laptop. But here are the main titles, as you see them written, okay? Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and keep going, okay? All right? And soon after this basic information, I'm going to give you details on how to complete them all, such as here for number 7, the number 8. All those numbers have more details that I'm going to record using only the video that I will post it and not written because I didn't write everything, okay, at the laptop. All right, so here they are, and I have some special details here, okay. All right, I was writing today, and even some improvements for those things that already were written here that I'm showing you. That's another video on how the university will proceed when they receive the keys. But so, for you that have a church, or religious center, those are the items until the item 14. And from now on, I'm going to explain details. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Let's get ready. Let's get organized and have these 2 days cleanup and the keys and documents asked ready and turn into the university. Okay, here we are. Thank you so much. Okay, for the number 1 and 2, some numbers I change afterwards, but you're gonna have an idea. So you can recycle or put on a trash or sell, whichever it's possible. Do the best you can. Contact the companies to pick it up. The people that church leaders and church associates cannot bring things to their home. They have to sell to people unless they have proper license, business license for recycling, and then it's okay. All right? But people are not to bring those things home because they have to clean up their homes as well. Okay? All right, so that's very good. Clean up everything, take everything out. Now, the number 3, it's about the plants like Mariri, Chacrona, Rainha, some places like Santo Daime called Rainha, needs to be taken out completely. No leaves to be left behind. They grab the whole bush, take it out, put in another location to be shredded really well, okay? So, for churches of all types that are close to residential communities, they need to take all trees that are not fruit trees, they need to take them out. Unless a very special fruit tree that gives many flowers, really good pollinator, they can keep and check afterwards if that tree can stay or not, with the proper documentation we're going to have written down for all states of all the regions, right, for all countries. If the area it's more in a rural area, far away from residential communities, far away from the city, then the woods can stay because they don't know what that place is going to be used for, so if going to be woods or not. If the building is really big, can be used for nature events or for a rural area hotel. But if the building is very small, not needed, so probably going to be taken out if it's no residential community close to it. Okay, thank you. Okay, for the documents needed, I gave good information, written information. The only details that you really have to pay attention is for the deed. If you have deed, if you don't have deed, the document for mortgage or the deed document, that's important to keep. All others about the church itself, the creation, authorization, license, all these things doesn't matter anymore, needs to be burned. Okay, then you make a short video showing, gonna be burned and done. And you're gonna give the document with many little details that I'm gonna tell you afterwards. You're gonna give the email of the headquarters, the state or national headquarters of your church, to say that that location was closed on that day. The university gonna do that, not you. Okay? To avoid problems, to have the headquarters calling or contact or asking questions, so we're not going there. You're gonna clean up everything I said, and the university afterwards gonna send an email to everyone so the headquarters can also close down. Okay? What you can do, you have to forward the email, this video, to at least 10 different places of your own church or similar churches, So if it's Catholic, can do Catholic and some other Christian ones. If it's ayahuasca, do themselves, if Santo Daime, if it's União Vegetal, Barquinho, whichever it is, and some others as well. Okay, for native tribes that use ayahuasca, and you're already aware of that, or use marijuana, you're going to contact the university and say, look, we don't have their email, but we know this tribe on that location or these people on that location use that. Because some people don't have access to computer, but they still produce, grow those plants and use them, and some even sell them. Okay, so at least 10 of that, and the best would be 20. Share this link with 20 different locations. Okay, to share this link, you don't have to do it until the end of your 2 days cleanup. Focus on your cleanup first, and after on cleanup you can send the information, the link to 10 or 20 similar places. Okay? All right. That use those things. If you have a mortgage, you're going to give the mortgage paper, of course. If you cannot do the deed, you're just going to do the mortgage. What you're going to do, you are going to pass the mortgage, already transfer the mortgage. No, you cannot transfer the mortgage into the peace organization. Peace organization gonna only receive properties with the deed. If you have a mortgage, you have to keep a copy to yourself because you're still in charge of those payments until the organization's launch and your paperwork, it's already, you already have the deed for it. Okay, because we're gonna give the deed to all locations that are useful, that are good, important. All right? Okay. The universities are not going to have 10 department directors for locations that is still on mortgage. They can only have voted department directors with the 2 weeks and the 4 meetings for properties that do have a deed, not for those that have mortgage, okay? All right, all computers, laptops, printers, very important things like that can stay at their own location, in a safe room, the office or another chosen room, right? But it's mandatory to delete everything, all the apps related to churches, every reports done before, because none of them gonna be used. You need to do like a factory reset. If you have someone at your own community, to get that person to do this job. If you don't have, you get a volunteer or you pay someone. In very quickly they do reset in all the computers, not even an hour, 1 or 2 hours. Even that you have many computers or many laptops, this can be done. Okay? All right. If you have cell phones that belongs to the church, gonna be the same way. Do the factory reset and leave it right there. Because depend on what that location will be, we're gonna need, if it's an adult education, we're gonna give the cell phones to some adults that do not have. And also to communicate for the office and things, because we're not going to have any type of wall phones, because those are not needed anyways, okay? Close the office properly, or this location that you find the best, because remember, some churches are far, from neighborhoods. They're more in a commercial area. Some churches are in rural areas. In some countries, it's very important for those things to be safe. So choose a good location, get a new key that if it's needed, and give the proper keys to the university. It's also mandatory to have new keys for the main gate, all the gates, because the remodeling gonna be happening afterwards. So if the property has 2 gates or 4 gates, whichever it is, they need new keys for all those gates, the outside gates. Also, for the main building, the main entrance of the main building, to avoid anyone to go there, or jump the walls, whichever gate, or, to jump and have access to the main building. So the main building where the computers will be, change that key, or change the key of this office, this room. You're gonna keep the laptops or computers and printers, okay? All right, because some places along the years have too many keys given to too many people, and those are not good for us to leave the property for weeks without attention on this way. The other thing is for cameras. If you have cameras, you have already to transfer the images to the proper person of the university. Some are connected to cell phones, some are connected, to a specific app. So already tell them, give one piece of paper, on the end, where get many details about the property. Also put there the cameras, the information about the cameras. So they know they have to download. Yes, we do have cameras. You're going to tell how many, where they're located, and tell which app they're connected to, if it's an app or not, or how that works. For them to already have access to those cameras during these 4 weeks. That's very important. You don't have to do any report. Remember that all good, positive, commercial sites gonna be gonna write 2 whole pages of reports. You're not doing that. You're just gonna fill up this document at the end for the university with the main details, okay, that I'm going to tell you after, but not reports. For example, we were open on this year, we had about this or that amount of church leaders, or total amount of participants. Nothing of that is needed, because those all religions will be considered as not needed, because we're not going to have any of those information of future. They are not needed. We're just going to have basic information for the churches in general about all countries. The main churches only at the documentary, the big documentary. That's it. But we don't need any details about all these churches. Nothing of that is needed, okay? Thank you. Okay, my friends, I really appreciate because we are getting organized, and I really appreciate your enthusiasm and good energy to get things done. You can have 1 or 2 days to prepare according to the amount of things you need and who you have to hire, according to a reality, as I already said on a written part. If you have just a very few church members and a huge church, you cannot do it, or depends if you need to hire people or get volunteers. So you can have 1 or 2 days, no more, for preparation. And then you really have to start 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, the other thing that some churches, if they are in a city or rural area, but usually they have the people that local residents, people need to walk to go to those churches. The only ones that can bring their family cars are those that are going to bring, for example, metal chairs to recycling, if they're not coming to pick it up and things like that. But local families, they take urban bus or they walk, okay? Because everyone can do that. That's very easy, okay? The only exception is for churches such as Santo Daime, União Vegetal, or also Christian churches that have camping sites that are really far away. They're located in rural areas, like such as camping farms, for their students or their community. Those that are really far away, then it's okay. They get the most as possible gather together to go in the least amount of cars as possible, okay? All right. And people that live close by or not too far away get the urban buses, as I already said. Keep records, keep receipts. If you're paying someone local to do the job, ask them to sign receipts. Everyone that you're hiring, make sure you get already printed out ahead of time how much it is. Make sure for everyone that you're paying that the job needs to be done fast. It's not for them to be looking their cell phones, whichever it is. If it's to clean, if it's to empty out, or if it's to pick it up or carry things, whichever person you are paying to do a certain job, and also for the volunteers, make sure you tell them is to do on a go. It's not to be looking cell phones to stay at home, unless they're team leaders and need to take pictures and short videos as asked, okay? All right. So thank you so much for all your work and to do it in a very efficient and fast way, okay? So when you receive this notice, make sure the first 2 people to give the notice, forward this video, is the person in charge, right? The church leader and the church secretary. And they have to give the notice to everyone else. All right. So, for example, it's already evening. You're forward to both of them. Make sure you call them soon after. Like an hour after, look, you got, or already leave a phone message. I sent you an email. You can text or leave voice message or both, because it's very important. All these things count as points. How faster we clean up all those locations, better will be for all of us, right? So please be enthusiastic, contact them. Leave already email, voice message, and text message to their phone, all right? And make sure, call them, in 40 minutes, an hour later, make sure they got that message. If they don't answer, you already can start planning the basics. How many people you're gonna need, you can already start planning and already send that email, because when the secretary or the church leader will see your email with the basics, how many people you need for each area, inside, outside, for cleaning, for emptying out, for recycling materials. So they are just going to add up, right? So that's going to be much easier for them. So get those items that are already sent, the written ones on the beginning of this video, and already organize them according to a reality, because it can be very different from one church to another, as I'm explaining here. So do the best you can. Don't take too long, and call them again. Make sure you leave a second message after 1 hour or so, a second email, okay? All right. Because then, as I said, they're just going to complete the details and get it done. If any of them are traveling, make sure you already contact the person that are on their behalf, right? Are in charge of their position. And do the same, right? Send the email, phone calls, and phone message. An hour later, do again, okay? So the number 5 were about the reports that doesn't need to be made. Already talked about that. Now let's go to number 6. As I said, the order changed for a few items, but basically you're going to see what they're about, okay? Number 6 is what the 2 days cleanup will be starting at 7 a.m. sharp. So 7 a.m. is for people to already had breakfast at home, already drank water, already went to the bathroom, already put sunblock or mosquito repellent on their clothes. They already have the proper clothes, the proper shoes or proper boots, depending on where they're going to be working. They have everything ready. They already have the materials handy. Is to start the work at 7 o'clock. So for this 1 or 2 days preparation time, all the materials for each group needs already to be organized and gathered together. If they're working a garden, they're working inside, what they need cleaning materials, they need gloves or boots, or what they need, long pants, long shirts, for mosquitoes, for example, what they need. Everyone needs to be ready. They will have that information 1 or 2 days before, ahead of time. So 7 o'clock sharp is to start the work. They're ready there on their local area. They can have up to 5 minutes of the team leader to give some basic information. But all details, just to go over the main important things, such as tools, to be careful and make sure check everyone they get, for example, if they're working woods, right? If they had the proper boots, proper pants, if they need safety glasses or not, if they, whichever is required for them to go over. No more than 5 minutes. It's just the main topics. It's not for details anymore, okay? Okay, the other thing is that the work will stop at 6 p.m. sharp. The only exception is for the parents that have children or teens at the school, and they have to be there before 6 o'clock. 10 to 6, I think, is the best. So according to the time they have to be at the school, they can leave, but they cannot leave earlier than 5 p.m. Okay? And we have to avoid the best we can. So, for example, which team can have the parents are the teams that will finish quicker, will finish an area quicker. And hopefully they don't even have to come back on a second day, or on a second day they're also doing something that's easy. Okay, so parents that have to leave in a bus or car, whichever is reasonable, because the main thing is to get it done. If family car are needed to avoid bus that takes long time, use the family car. Use the family cars, okay? If the people have family cars, use them. If they are already used to get rides with each other, if they know each other for a long time, they're really 100% trustful, then it's okay. They can get the rides, get it easy. They go, come back, get it done. The main thing is to get it done and then they're gonna bring their vehicles, the family vehicles, to recycle. Okay? The number 6 is also about things that they can bring. Everyone can bring, we are not making, like I said before, to have a lunch together because that takes too much time to purchase the food, to prepare the food, to clean up the dishes, and the pans, and it's a whole day thing, right? Because some churches are huge. They have 100, 200, 300 people. So we are not doing that gathering at the church anymore. We are doing very objective 2 cleanup days with all details as already said. So what they have to bring? They have to bring their own lunch box. So they can bring only one up to 1 liter water bottle for each person, for the first hours in the morning, and the lunchbox is going to be really close to them where they see it is. Nobody going to put anything there, and most of the people going to be already part of, people that they know, right? Okay. For people that will be working at the building has a water fountain, they don't need that, right? Or they just need a cup if they're right there by the watering fountain, if it's any. But some watering fountains, like filters, they need with a tap, they need a glass, will be sustainable instead of washing hands all the time to drink their water. But if they are far away from the main building, from these water fountains, they are the garden, or they are the woods, whichever it is, because some farms, they need to burn also this marijuana, need to take out. So for those people, they need that, they bring that first bottle of water, 1 bottle of water, and then the people gonna be bringing big containers of water and filling them up, every hour, every 2 hours. And you can also bring 1 cup, plastic cup, a strong plastic cup, not those recycled ones, very soft ones that can break apart, not those. So bring, or a strong, very small food container, right? You can drink out of it, that's fine, as soon as it's strong, okay? And everyone gonna put their lunch boxes at the same location, and nobody gonna touch them during their work. They're gonna be open only for their lunch. The lunch, because they start work at 7, so probably they ate 5 or 6, their breakfast, right? So lunch gonna be a little earlier. Can be 11 o'clock or so, right? I think that's reasonable. We are not going to have breaks. We are not going to have a nap. The only break is really to eat. So about 30 minutes, that is fine. People eat before, after they go to the bathroom, before, after they wash their face, their arms, whichever is needed, right? Because the place might be dusty or not, or the garden might be mosquitoes or not. They can re-put sunblock or bug spray, right? Whichever needed according to what they're going to be doing in the afternoon, the same team or another team, whichever it is. Okay, so 30 minutes plenty, and we start on time. So if they stop at 11, 11:30, everyone is ready to start. And some another group can start the break at 11:30 and finish at 12, for example. Why is that? So people will have, the picnic tables or whichever it is, the bathrooms, and not everyone have exactly the same time. Okay? All right. So the main person in charge, that will be the main church leader, or the board president, or the secretary, whichever person is in charge of those volunteer teams, gonna schedule the lunch, the 30 minutes lunch break for all the teams to be sustainable. Okay? As I said, to be using bathroom or drinking water or washing their containers, right? The food containers, just rinse. We're not really washing because we have to be fast to start after 30 minutes, restart the work for the afternoon. Okay, the food everyone gonna bring. So everyone gonna bring a strong plastic container, like 10 by 10, that's plenty, with real food, rice and beans, or a real sandwich, right? That is not according to the weather that you have, because some places are already very hot, right? That's not perishable. So whichever they think is the most reasonable to bring. And a fruit or nuts, okay? So they're gonna have 2 meals, one right there about 11 o'clock or so, or even one of the groups can have start at 10:30, right? That's okay as well for people that are working outside, and keep going, and then as afternoon break, another 30 minutes, and the people gonna schedule maybe for 2 or 3 o'clock, according to what time they had their lunch. So they can have 20 minutes or 30 minutes for this afternoon break. So they can also wash themselves, drink water, go to the bathroom, and whichever it is, and start on time. If it's 20 minutes, 20 minutes. If they got 30 minutes, it's 30 minutes, okay? For us to get going, organize, and get everything completed on time. And hopefully many teams do not have to, will finish their work on the first day. And the second day will be really to complete details and clean whichever is still needed. Okay, every parent that do have children or teens at the school, they need a paper, an email, not printed, doesn't need, but keep the email that they can keep their children till 6 o'clock, and you're gonna really be there about 5:50, okay? So this way you have that security that the principal or the person in charge knows about that time, okay? And they also organize themselves to pay someone for 1 hour more, because some schools do not have childcare till 6 o'clock. Some have till 5 or whichever it is. But so they're organized to help, because if they already have your children for so long, right, they can pay one of the teachers, two of the teachers, or whichever needed, to watch those children and teens until 6 o'clock, so they're safe. Parents can only bring their children 14 years old and older if they are really polite, respectful, really willing to work, really in a safe location, and 100% of the time beside their own parents, okay? But for every other teen, those that don't have this description I just said, they stay at the school, and it's better instead of just being one more person around. We don't need any person to be just around, walking around, looking at others. We need people that are really willing to work and get the job completed as soon as possible. All right? For the afternoon snacks, the person also gonna bring whichever is the best for them, a sandwich or real food. Real food gonna be hard to last for that many hours. Cannot have tomato, a bunch of things that they don't last that long, even if it's hot, right? If it's really hot. So bring what is really reasonable, okay? Because we don't want the refrigerator full of a bunch of stuff. Bring nuts, bring seeds, bring fruits, that you can open up, apples or bananas, with nuts and things that will be good for the afternoon. And couples, of course, they bring one lunch box for both, right? To be reasonable, okay? And those that are bringing these older teens, 14 to 19 years old, yes, that they can come on the conditions I said, they bring, if it's one lunch box for everyone. Okay? Do not purchase any lunchbox or coolers or anything. Everyone is mandatory to use what they already have. If they already have, that's okay not to buy, because we're not going to have those things afterwards. All right? Use what you have. Even a plastic bag or a reusable supermarket bag, whichever it is. Okay? We're not warming up food. You know, people that are bringing rice and beans or potato with veggies, whichever it is, you know, or eggs, or, you know, boiled eggs, you know, or chicken, you know, cooked chicken. We are not cooking anything there. We are not warming up anything there. Not at the microwaves, not at the stoves, okay? Because they're already going to be taken out. Is not to bring any drink that has color, you know, not even Gatorade, because people need to be drinking those 2 days. They can prepare themselves, drink a lot of water, they can eat very healthy. No one gonna be dehydrated, because people, even that's very hot and working outside, gonna drink a lot of water and they gonna have their food. Okay, so that will be plenty. If needed, 9 o'clock, you know, after 2 hours of work, they're gonna have a cup with a little honey and a little salt, you know, to hydrate, you know. That's it. Honey or maple, depends the country, depends where they're located. If they don't have maple or honey, it's not to buy. They use a little sugar, that's fine. A half spoon of sugar, you know, a little bit of salt, and just to hydrate everyone that's working on a real heat outside on the sun, because some work might be very laboring, right? A lot of sweat, because some countries are already very hot and gonna work a lot. Everyone that finished their teams, they can help others only if they're specified, authorized to do so. Oh, I wanna go, go. No. Depending on what it is, because the other team, as I said, might need boots, long pants, safety glasses for the eyes. If they're dealing to put trees down and a lot of bushes down, or burning marijuana, whichever it is, you know, they're not going to help if they don't have all the materials needed. Okay, they can help with something else, you know. So if they are close, they're ready. For example, the bushes were already cut or took out. Okay, they're out of the zone that needs safety materials and safety clothes, then it's okay. They can carry those bushes to another location to be burned or to be shredded. They can do that, because marijuana needs to be completely burned, you know, or brought to the city to be properly incinerated on places that they incinerate people or animals, right? Regular incinerators, okay, that already the city already have, okay? Because we're not burning green marijuana, because it's gonna make too much smoke. It's not needed, not sustained. We're gonna harvest and take what was already harvested, right? Everything, and bring to proper incinerators. For ayahuasca, you know, for the mariri and for the rainha, some people call chacrona, you know, they have to pull them out and they have to shred them. All the leaves, be careful so the leaves won't drop. And after 4 weeks, you know, knowing that place where have those things planted, the university will check and make sure nothing is growing again, right? Okay. And for everyone, of course, that have seeds of those plants that I just mentioned, or sprouts of those plants, of course, they also have to be properly burned. If it's marijuana, you know, and is chacrona mariri, they have to be burned, because seeds is easy to burn. Still on number 6 is not to bring too much food. That's important. So if you have a container about 10 by 10, you know, for the lunch, and another container 10 by 10 for the afternoon. So see well, you're gonna have what? A trail mix, you're gonna have a mix of nuts. What gonna fill you up according to the work you did? because we are not starting to bring a huge salad or salad for people that are not used to it. So bring what you already used to eat with a good source of protein, eggs or chickens or nuts, okay? All right. For both meals, if you work on a heat, as I said, if you work inside, that's different. But already bring what you already used to. And you can have an extra fruit on a side, that's fine. So if you have 10 by 10 and an extra fruit, or some berries or whichever you have in your region, and in the afternoon also 10 by 10, and another fruit in case you want. All right, because fruit also helps, right? To don't be dehydrated. That's our main concern, for everyone to be healthy and safe for all the 2 days, okay? So about drinks, is not to bring coffee, is not to be drinking coffee in a car, is not to be bringing tea in a car. Eat at home. Have your proper breakfast, have 1 or 2 eggs in the morning, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, be ready to go. Drink your water, that's it, clear water. Not colored water, no coffee, no tea, no Gatorade, nothing of that is authorized. Okay, that's very, very important. Bring a clear bath of water. So we don't have so many people, from the garden or the woods going inside for the water fountain, okay? It's forbidden to go in flip-flops or sandals, even for the people that are used to use that, and even for those that are gonna work inside. Why? Because we walk faster, it is protected, no one gonna hurt, no one gonna get scratches, and of course not outside as well. But not even for people that are cleaning the kitchen or cleaning the office or the floor, or taking carpet out. Everyone is mandatory to use proper tennis shoes, and outside, those that gonna be working with machete or whichever equipment they need proper long boots, the white rubber boots. If they don't have, they can buy, because those boots will be used afterwards in many different locations of the city. If that location will be used, stay already there, such as schools or whichever. If they won't be using, they can pass to another, to a school that will be close by, okay? But it's mandatory and can only work with machete people that are used to use the machete and never had problems before. The other ones gonna use their bare hands, right, with gloves, and pull the bushes out, or use clippers where needed, so they can go inside the woods, because some woods are left there for years and they have a bunch of vines and things. So instead of using machete to cut those vines, they're gonna use clippers and work fast. Belts can be used, the belts for clippers or the belts for machete can be used. It needs to have a list. Everyone, all teams need to have who is the leader, have the spouse with that leader. So who is the leader? Is the male or the female? Who is the person that really knows about that work, that can do the fastest, right? Is the person that is deleting all the apps and the computers, the person that is working machete or the tractor, trucks, whichever it needs, right? Is the person that most capable, that knows the most for that. All lunch boxes need a piece of paper with the name of the people, the owner, right? So just in case something happened, people will know who is that lunch box from. All the lunch boxes of each team gonna be together. So people at the office gonna have the lunch box at the office. People that are cleaning the kitchen at the kitchen. People that are cleaning the bathrooms outside the bathrooms on the top of a table, for example. Okay? All right. So every team, what they're doing, they're gonna have their lunch box together. They're going to stop together, eat together at the same location, and go back together. All right? Okay. Is not to bring any extra object that's not needed. So people, for example, for sunblock or bug repellent, you're gonna put in yourself on your clothes, right? For example, the bug repellent you already can put in your pants, on the top of your pants, on the top, and go ready for the morning. At lunchtime, you're gonna have another application of sunblock in your face and your arms, for example, in your hands, right? Not arms, hands. If you are working at the woods, at the garden, okay, and then one person bring the sunblock for everyone, because everyone just needs a drop or two, right? People are not going to bring from home any extra items such as those that I already said, okay? And bring practical food. For example, if you bring a container with ready food, 1 spoon, what is easy? Not a tiny fork or a huge fork, or, just make it practical. Not a plate to dump the food you're gonna eat from this plastic container. This little container already brought to be easy and fast, okay? It's forbidden to use hats or caps. Forbidden. All right. People can use safety glass if they are the woods that need. If people need to work close to bees, they probably already have the bees close, so they put them on. They have to be safe. Put them on and take the plants close by. The bee is going to stay at the property, but no chickens. If there's any chicken, they have to bring to someone's house, or sell to someone, or already bring to a place that can kill them and give them to the people next day with a little charge. They cannot leave chickens alive or in a fridge, like meat on a fridge, or any perishable food as well. Only bees, because bees, they take care of themselves during these 4 weeks, okay? All right. Okay, people cannot have hats or caps of any type. Why? Because we're taking pictures, we are making short videos. We have to make sure that we see who is working there, who is helping, who was cooperative, who was hired, are they really working, who already is the church participant, is helping or not, who was there. So we have to see people's face. And if you see that a camera is coming, the team leader gonna say, video time. People make an effort to look at the cell phone of the team leader. Okay, they look, if they're in a safe location. Of course, the team leader not going to do this in the middle of a very hard thing. If it's in the middle of a very hard thing, a huge tree or something, they're just gonna make the video from far away, because nearby gonna be only the people that have all the belts or security, whichever they are in a lift station, from a tractor, whichever it is, okay? So, or the team leader, the other word the team leader can use, video time, smile, because it's good also to have pictures or short videos, people smiling, not showing that they're upset or exhausted, right? Okay, very good. So we're still on number 6, for things that are needed. So during the 2 days preparation, the person in charge of each of these teams gonna see details of what they need, and not going to count on the main basic preparation that was made. So, for example, if it's to clean up the kitchen, if it's clean up the computer apps or the garden or whichever it is, right? Or take off the carpet. Okay, so the team leader knows they have to do that, and they have to see the people if they agree that the people is enough, is too much or is too little, needs to make adjustment and tell the person in charge that adjustments were made or not, right? And if adjustments is asked, if it's authorized or not, because maybe the person in charge of everything got, maybe 2 more people for that team, just to make it happen and fast. That's okay too. Okay, so people won't be changing the number of helpers by themselves. They can only change if authorization is given by the person above them, in charge above them. The tractor, if you need a tractor to pull trees, or if you need a tractor to aerate the soil and get bushes out, for example, I don't know, whichever is your reality. Or if you need trucks or pickup trucks or close trucks to bring those items to the city, as I said before, to recycle or mat or whichever it is, or also harvest marijuana, right? So what do you need? You need to make sure you got those emails, all the details during these 2 days preparation. You got an email back with the details approved, so the owner of the company to say, yes, I agree with all the following. If it's an important deal, because some tractors are very expensive per hour, so the person, the company needs to print that agreement, sign at least from 2 people, stamp, and then scan and send you back so you can print out. Okay, be safe with all these agreements that you're paying, because even for a person here in the United States, the minimum is about $8, 8 something an hour, right? But some people make an agreement for the whole day, so it's a lot of money. You have to make sure you have job for that person. Ask ahead if that person work fast or very, very slow. You have to be clear with what you need. So when you contact, for example, a labor company, right, you're going to say, I need 2 or I need 10 people to work with this or that, right? You already going to say, look, make sure I need people that work fast, that are healthy, that are bright-minded, because some people, they drink alcohol, they work for these locations, they smoke marijuana, they're slow on their thoughts, they can't even work with tools, because that won't be safe for you. So be safe ahead, all right, when you're hiring those people. And try to hire people that you know, or try to hire people that you already hired before, that you already know. Avoid anything new, different people to be working with you, because over there are going to be people that you already know. So it's kind of safe, right? You don't have to be worrying that you don't know one person or another. But if you trust the company, the labor company, that is okay. Just tell them you need bright-headed people that are healthy and are willing to work fast. If you are putting down some woods, for example, some places have a small woods or long or big, large woods, right? So make sure, for example, for the rainha, right, for the chacrone and for the mariri, not so much, but for the chacrone, you need to pull all those bushes out before the tractor comes and put everything down and start shredding. Make sure you have a good shredding machine. That's essential, right? Because some shredding machines don't shred everything, need to be only small things like branches, and some can do already bigger logs. Okay, so make sure you have that properly organized and ready. Make sure to ask the shredding machine company owner if they're sharpened, if they're really ready to be used. Give details on the size of the area. You need to put it down. And for some, what do you really need? Because everyone might have different realities. So you need what type of machines you need. Some shredding machines send the shredded wood, like the mulch, right, inside the truck, because they already have that let's use the word like elephant tube, right? For people to have an idea what I'm talking about, to send that mulch to a specific area. Can be inside a truck, can be sideways right there, whichever it needed. And some machine, they don't send anywhere. They just shred down. So you have to be, because it might be worth it for you to get a better shredding machine, pay more for it, and get the job really done on those 2 days. All right, number 7. All buildings and the whole property needs to be really clean, neat, organized, and painted. The painted part, it's only if you have words or on a wall or drawings, because we don't want people that the new owners that going to be there to know what that place is, because maybe they even came from another city, another area. Okay, so you're going to scrape the best you can, because some of those paint have plastic in it, right? You're going to sand it out, scrape and sand it, whichever needed, right, according to reality. You're not painting the wall. I put the word painted there in the written part just for me to explain those details. We are only going to paint afterwards, because first they're gonna see if need remodeling or not, or where, and then the whole building inside and out gonna be done with proper paint. But that's only the job for the new owners, the new 10 department directors, and not for the church teams to do that. Okay, all right, just have all the walls clean. If you have any mold, any leak, you're gonna put, the last document I'm gonna show you soon, that I didn't post it yet, with details, so if you have any of those situations, you're not covering up, because that's not needed, but you need to have everything really clean. If you have mold or mildew, anything like that on a wall, spray bleach, because that helps. When the people will come, they will already have better idea of what the situation is, because some of them might be old, some of them might be new, some of them might be just for the rainy season. So just spray some bleach, because it's gonna look more presentable and clean, okay? But do not paint anything, not even dirty areas. Okay, if you have, for example, a children's room or the preschool of that church, or how you call baby room or toddler's room, whichever it is, with crayons on a wall, or any drawings, or adhesives, right? Stickers or things like that, take them all out, scrape really well, and finish the job. If glue stays there still, just sand it. Sand, use proper masks, right? And sand it all and take all out. Don't leave any of those things, okay? Because that's your job, not their job. Their job is just for the real remodeling and real painting afterwards. All right, so let me tell you a few details for this item. Everywhere needs to be really, really clean. The grouting, everything. If you need bleach, use bleach. But of course, you're gonna need boots, or white old tennis shoes, right? So you won't have any spills, okay? All right. People can use shorts, yes, respectful shorts to the knee, a little tiny bit above or a little tiny bit below, it's okay. All right, if people that already have condition will already go on dress code, everyone with collared shirts, not t-shirts, collared shirts, right? But if they're dealing with bleach, of course they can wear an old t-shirt and old shorts, that's fine, okay? That's not the most important right now, okay? But needs to be in solid color. Can be old, yes, can be old, in case sprinkle some bleach or something, okay? All right, and for the people that are having long sleeves for the sun, protection for the suns, or unwanted insects, people that are going to be working at the woods, they also need to come with solid colors, long sleeves in solid colors, okay? All right? Or they can also wear t-shirt with sunblock and bug spray. That's fine according to reality and what they're used to. That's fine. Kitchens and bathrooms need to be disinfected, the floor and the counters, okay? And you have to already take the stove out, unless it's a flat stove without the oven, then it's okay. But if it's together with the oven, you have to take them out, all right? Take them out and clean really well the wall behind those stoves, the wall behind the refrigerator, and whichever it is. No loosened cabinets of any type gonna be staying at those properties, okay? Unless for the authorized chairs, tables, and shelves can stay, and the new owner is gonna be dealing with it, right? The shelves, no shelves, no shelves. Just the chairs, tables, because we are not going to have loosened shelves anywhere or loosened cabinets anywhere. If they are hardwood, and you believe that gonna be really used in one of the authorized locations, such as the deposit room or the kitchen or the bathroom, then you can leave. Otherwise, if they don't seem good, they're old or not really hardwood or not really doesn't seem like we're going to use, just already recycle them. Take the pins, the screws out, already shred with the woods. That's already shredding. The water fountains also need to be cleaned really well, like with Brillo, those stainless steel things, really, really well, and disinfected, with vinegar or bleach and rinsed really well. If you have curtains that are completely solid colors, you can leave. But if they have designs or words or, different patterns, you have to take them out. If you have plastic or wood or canvas blinds, you can leave them, and the next person, not canvas, sorry. If you have plastic or wood blinds, you leave them, because then the next owner is going to check at our information to see if they are acceptable or not. Curtains can only stay if they're in a real good condition, not too old, that can be washed by the new owners. If you have time, if you have a washer, you can already wash and dry them and place them back on a second day. If you don't have a washer, but you believe that they're not too old, but they can be washed without being in parts, because some are so old with the sun and cannot even be washed. They're gonna get ripped, right? So do the best you can with that decision, get it ready. All windows need to be washed. All the walls where they have handprint, by doors, and the door itself need to be really clean. Soap and water, rub, rinse with the towel, right? Don't throw water everywhere, because you have to remember, after these 2 days, you're going to close that place. The only electronics you can leave are fans, because in some countries do not have AC yet. So you can leave a fan, a moving fan, inside the main rooms that you washed. So they won't be smelling bad during those 4 weeks, because some places you're gonna wash because it's necessary, or because it's very humid with the rainy season, or because they're close to the beach, or whichever it is. Wash the windows. I'm not saying to be perfectly clean. No, you have to figure out a way to be really fast. So you can use a small towel, 20 by 20 cotton towel, right? And rub everything inside with soap and water, and outside you can do the same and rinse with the hose, right? You have to be reasonable, to be fast, do things fast. Some places, some churches have the second floor. You're also going to be reasonable. If you can do with stairs and just the hose, if you cannot do the soap, just do the best you can, right? It's not to be perfect. But some people never clean those places. Important to clean. Also, the spouts, the roof, the long ways and the water spouts. The same way, need to take the leaves out, need to take the trees that are close to the building, need to be taken out. All of this need to be done, right? But you have to figure out a way to be sustainable, not crazy, because you have only 2 days to clean up everything, okay? So get the stairs. People need their proper safety belts connected to the roof or close by a tree or whichever it is the way you're doing, right? Pay a proper lift station that fits one person, right? So they can work if that's needed. You have to make sure that everything you do, it's in a safe way. If you need borrow safety belts from someone, from the company work or from a friend or from one of the participants' company, whichever it is, get the materials you need, or you pay and rent them, or you ask for free, borrow them with documentation. For everything, have your emails organized, okay? So the outside window that I said to throw only water, only if it's not too bad, if they were really washed with soap and water recently. Otherwise, you get a broom, those brooms that are very soft, and a bucket with soap and water, dip and rub. You just need to rent or get it for free, borrow this lift station that fits 1 or 2 people right there. So it's also forbidden to leave anything broken at the place. No old machines, no old playgrounds, no broken pieces of anything, or pumps that don't work, or, nothing broken is forbidden, okay? You don't have time to make a new septic tank or a new drain field if that, in case is needed. But you cannot leave inside toilet blocked, inside sink blocked, you cannot, or draining very slow. If you need to clean. Some people clean one way or another. You have to figure out. Some people need that snake metal, that goes around on pipes, or buy proper products, even that's chemical. Well, needs to be done. You're not going to leave any sink or toilet that is not working properly, okay? I'm not saying about the toilet itself. When you flush, is slow, that's another situation. That will be changed afterwards. But I'm saying if it's draining slowly or clogged, you cannot leave anything, or even showers cannot leave clogged, okay? No buckets of paint that is very old, or paint brushes that are not soft anymore. Nothing that doesn't work, or garden tools, none of that. So all items to be brought to the thrift store need already to get organized. What's going to be sent or not, already written. The plan that everyone going to know the basics, need to have that information. And which item is going to be recycled and which item is going to be really sent to trash. All right, about the trash, okay? It's mandatory to put all trash in proper bags, all the small items in proper bags. And they cannot be left at the street, trash. In some countries they have the little trash stand or trash dumpster on the street. It is forbidden. They have to find a way to bring already to the proper location. Or, if they have the trash passing right there, on that first night, that the trash will take it out. Or on a second day, during the day. But 6 o'clock on the second day cannot have any trash in the front of the property. Because if the trash truck driver, leaves for another day, and then it's not already good. Okay? If you have any question, or if the trash truck comes in another day, make sure to pay someone or get one of the people one of the participants, church participants, to bring to a certain location another dumpster that's authorized, or to their own homes if they have trash pickup on the following day. You have to get things organized ahead. Okay? So we have an improvement for the people that will be inspecting everyone, checking all the teams, right? That will be from the university. So the university that you're going to give the documentation to, they have to send their student couples, married couples, to your location. So will be 4 or 8 couples, okay, according to the amount of things you need to clean up, according to the size of your property. So we have them checking over and over, and they will be the ones doing the short videos and taking pictures. Okay, so this is an improvement. The team leaders are not going to have cell phones with them. Why is that? Because they have to be working and working fast. Many people don't have the cell phones to be placed on the side of the belt, the waist, and they're too big anyways. These phones we have nowadays, most of them are too big, and they don't fit on a side. So no one, even the team leader, is going to be bringing cell phones to their work area. They're going to live inside their car or at their own homes, inside the locked cabinets. Okay, so this will be the most sustainable and positive way. Only this chosen university married couples gonna be doing this work. Okay. And of course, the church gonna have the church person responsible, and the secretary, yes, they have their phone with them, maybe 2 or 4 people for the entire church. 4, I think 4 it's reasonable. In case something happened against the university students, nothing will happen. Of course, you need to be prepared. Okay, if you have wall phones, you're not using them. You're going to take them out because we're not going to use them in the future, and all the wires are going to be taken out during the remodeling anyways. Just already take them out and recycle or put them on the trash. Everything that has wire and is not going to be used, you have to cut them and put them inside a plastic bag. So we won't be wires, electric wires hanging around, such as for the microwave, for the stove and oven when they're connected, for all the other electronics, the phone, wall phone, a toaster, coffee makers, all these items. You cut the wire and you put the wires in a separate place in a plastic bag and put them on the trash, okay? All right. The only things that can stay, I'm going to tell you after about the blenders. All good blenders and food processors, they can stay at the location, all right? And the fans, only if it's really needed, if you don't have AC. Because all the windows need to be properly closed, okay? Because 4 weeks, we don't want to leave anything open. In some countries, they have the top of the window, a little space, a tiny window for the air to circulate. But most countries don't have that. So you need AC or a moving fan for the locations that you use water. Or if you are in a humid area. For all the bigger items, such as bulky couches and chairs and things like that, you're already gonna make deals, because in some countries they do have people that remodel them, right? So they're gonna take the bulky thing out and make washable thin paddings. So already contact them, see if you're gonna drop off or they're gonna be picking up, so they can use that, donate it, or for a very short money, whichever needs the most, right? They can improve that and sell for someone else if the base is strong, is good, and seems like a good option that we're gonna prove. Afterwards, we're gonna have everything at the website, what's approved or not, but that's their job, right? The people that remodel couches to check afterwards. So all carpets and rugs need to be taken out. The only exception is for the entrance rugs, like those big that underneath are rubber, strong rubber. If they don't have the name written or words written on the top, those can stay. If they're synthetic or not, they can stay. Because details about door carpets, right? Details gonna be listed afterwards. So if they don't have a name or words, yes, they can stay, okay? Now, if you are, the only exception, if you are in a rainy season for the next 2 or 4 months, even that they have a name, leave them there, because, people are going to be working after those 4 weeks for quite a few weeks to remodel, repaint. So if you are in a humid area or in a rainy season, leave the door carpets there, even that they have a name on them or words. If it's dry season for real, for the next 4 months, let's put 4 months, you're gonna do the best you can, what's the most reasonable, because people are gonna be planting the garden, food gardens, and all others gonna be painting and remodeling. So improvement. Just leave all door mattresses that are strong there, with or without name, okay? All right, and then that the new owner is gonna take care and see if they stay or not after remodeling is completed. Okay, for the rugs, room rugs that are on the code, you can wash them if they are solid or up to 2 colors. They have a margin, up to 2 colors, okay, but no flowers or things like that, or words, okay? You can wash them and put them back, or hang them in a veranda that they're gonna dry during these 4 weeks, for example, okay? Or bring them with you and you can use at another location, one of the person's homes, or you can donate to someone afterwards or sell to someone after, whichever it is. All right, do what's the most reasonable and possible for you during these days. Get soap water and a hose and wash them and have them clean, or bring them dirty to your house, or whichever person gonna give to, and they gonna wash it. Okay, for the carpet, all those wires that I said we have to cut and put in a bag, you can give to the person that is rolling those pieces of carpet that we are not going to use to tie them up, those rolls. Okay, those carpets that are approved, they can be sewn really well on the sides and become rugs, small rugs, because some places can have small rugs, such as classrooms, right, for like kindergarten classrooms and some other locations. We can have a few of them that, as soon as the people are going to wash them twice a year, once or twice a year, I think twice a year during the vacation week. So, for example, the first vacation day or so to get ready, or the last week of school or the last week of university. I think that would be the most reasonable, or the last week of the preschool, because by Friday is already dry and they can already put on a proper location, okay? All right, so give those wires to those carpet and already make a deal with someone that's willing to do, someone that needs a job, someone that wants to do it, because there's going to be a lot of carpet in all countries, most of the countries, right, have a lot of carpet. And they are ready in a solid color. Most of them are ready in a solid color. As soon as they will learn afterwards, right, type of machine they need to make the edges really strong, sewn really strong, they can be sewed, washed, of course, really properly, and they can be sewed as room rugs. The number 9, I already said. Number 10. Written info about the 2 days cleanup. So will be some more details. I think on the beginning I wrote in a different number, but it's okay, you can catch up. So will be the sign in and sign out for everyone, right? The people, the participants of the church, the staff members, if they are teachers, secretary, board members, everyone gonna do sign in and sign out before 7 o'clock, so they're on time. So the people have to start arriving like 6:40 or so, right? They are not starting to sign up at 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock, they're really ready at their proper location with their team leaders, okay? All right. In case of church schools, the students are not going to sign in or sign out, but teachers in charge of each area, yes, they have to sign in and sign out. Those sheets, sign in and sign out sheets, need to be printed horizontally so we'll have space for everything. What those items needed are first and last name. For all adults, they need the 4 numbers of the country ID for us to know who they really are, make sure, right? No address, nothing of that is needed. Just the last 4 numbers or letters, because some countries use letters as well. The 4 numbers of their country ID. And the area they are helping. And what they are. So they are a teacher, they are a staff member, they are volunteer, they are paid worker. What they are. Which area they're working. So you're going to put the area, clean up computers or garden work or kitchen or carrying items, whichever it is. And if they're team leader or assistants. So you have all these columns and they have to start filling up, starting at 6:40. So you have to open that location about 6:20, somebody that lives close by, to have all these things already, people already signing in, already getting organized, because maybe the materials that you need, for example, to use at the garden cannot be kept at the garden the day before. They're inside the shed or they're inside the room, okay? All right, so 7 sharp, they can start the work. Beside the sign in and sign out, there is also the number of people that you need. So, for example, you can already print 1 piece of paper for everyone gonna work at the garden. Another piece of paper for everyone that's gonna be carrying items. Another piece of paper for, just the very, basic things. People that are going to be working at the woods, for example. 1 piece of paper for the workers, 1 piece of paper for the paid workers. So you can separate according to your reality, but because here's just a few examples. According to your reality, you're going to type and have ready separate, by teams or by subject, whichever seems the most reasonable. By teams for sure, okay? All right. And then you're going to have 1 or 2 pages, whichever is needed for that your reality. Okay, so now let's talk about photos. All photos need to be printed professionally and placed in white piece paper, staple on a side, on the left side, you can put 4 staples and be given on this big envelope with all the other documents I have asked. So, okay, we are doing 6 pictures for each. So, 2 before, 2 during work, and 2 when work is completed. Okay? In a way to be reasonable, because for example, the first thing here is parking lot. You're not going to take the parking lot empty, parking lot with many cars, and then parking lot empty again. So those 6 pictures are to be reasonable. In the case of a parking lot, take 1 before, take 4 with people getting in and out or whichever it is, and then 1 afterwards, right? Okay, so for every following item, in the same way, the basic, it's 2 before, 2 after, 2 during, and 2 after. But you can also do this way, as I just said, for the parking lot. Have 4 during work time, okay? All right, so you need 6 pictures for the parking lot, 6 pictures of each building, front and one side, front the other side, and the back and one of the sides, for example. All right? So you need 6 pictures of the garden area, 6 pictures of the woods if you have, 6 pictures of the edible gardens if you have, the food gardens, 6 pictures of the kitchen, 6 for the main office, 6 for the temple, right, the church inside, 6 pictures for the temple outside the temple without the crosses. For example, the crosses need to be taken out, okay, from the steeple. The steeple you can leave for afterwards because that will be part of the remodeling, but the main cross is to be taken out. Unless it's really, really tall, such as, let's say, that you cannot do it, all right? And then they will do the remodeling. If the steeple is too high, for example, they need to hire someone to take the steeple out, so they will do the cross. But if the cross is reasonable and you can do it, already take it out. We want to do things in a reasonable way, to be fast and efficient the most as possible, okay? So that's what you have. Don't be attached to many tiny details. Get the most and the very important things, okay? And of course, all the crosses that are in the garden, that are in windows, that are hung on the walls or painted somewhere, those are important, your job. Okay, so if you have a basement, if you have attic, so you're gonna take 6 pictures of each. 2 pictures, of course, right? If you can walk in there, if you have a light there, and then it's different, you take 4 or 6. But just 1 or 2 will be fine if you just have them and they're empty or too small. So you need the pictures of the bathroom, inside, outside, shower area, toilet area, sink area, so those 6 pictures. 6 pictures for children's room or children's play area or classrooms, and 6 for the teens. Whichever room, every room you need that, okay? In a reasonable way, as I said. If the classroom, you take in most of it, 1 or 2 pictures will fit, right? Okay, then won't be 6 anymore. All right, the 6 are more for the real work area, okay? You just find a way to be reasonable. Pictures will be printed small. I'm not gonna tell you a proper size in centimeters. 8 by 12 centimeters or so, something like that. That's gonna be reasonable, all right? Okay. For expenses purposes, you can also take the pictures on printed paper, in a good quality printed paper. You don't have to go to a proper office. That job we're gonna do afterwards. The real photo paper we're gonna need after. But for this reason, you can also print in a regular colored printer. That will be fine. You can place maybe 4 pictures in each page, adjust smaller than that, and that will work as well. Yeah, so in that case it will be about 8 by 10. If you're printing 4 pictures in one print size paper from your own colored printer, yeah, that's what will be mandatory for everyone. Okay, we're not going to specific stores to do this job for us. Just use a regular colored printing machines. If you don't have one at your location, someone that do have them at their work or their home, bring them ready on a second day to be given to the university on that same big envelope, okay? So you can take 1 or 2 pictures of big stairs, right, if you have. The buildings are already said about that. Okay, all right. So for the mini videos, you're not going to do before or after because you already have the picture. So for the mini videos, you're gonna do the work in action, right? For them, from each team, from team working, and you're gonna do also the morning prayer that's before 7 o'clock, such as 6:50. Maybe it's a good time to do 4 minutes prayer, right? That can be led by the person responsible in gratitude, or can be led by 2 different people. That's fine as well, such as the main person in charge of the religion and the main president, for example, or the church leader and the secretary, okay, or the church leader and the spouse, okay, whichever you think is the most appropriate. So you can do, the video is going to be the morning prayer 6:50 and the afternoon prayer 6 p.m. of those 2 days. You can do that, right? And can be also different couples, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. The second day, another couple in the morning, another couple in the afternoon. All right? You can also, you have to take pictures of the teams eating, where they're eating. Some might be a picnic table, some might be at the cafeteria or lounge room, and some can be sitting on the grass outside, So different teams going to be eating different places. Get ready, organize. That information, of course, will be for the students, but you already going to give them the time for the students to follow when they're having lunch. Each team will be having lunch. All right, you also need 6 pictures of people washing their water tanks, if they have any, and anything else that the property might have, such as pool or a pond. If the pond has a lot of weeds around, all needs to be trimmed, need to be flat as grass, up to 10 centimeters tall. They only can leave special water plants. That's different. But no weeds around. They need to trim. If you have to rent a machine that works well and trim everything, that will be done. You cannot leave weeds anywhere. You cannot leave bushes anywhere, okay? Unless they're proper food at the proper, food locations, right? Or in other places, that's okay. But if they are not real food, they need to be taken out and shredded, because we're not going to have a bunch of people with clippers on their hand trimming bushes. It makes no sense, unless the church is really, that does not have much bushes, then it's okay. You can have 5 or 10 people with clippers cutting the bushes in tiny pieces and making a pile out of it. That's fine. Then on this case, you don't need a shredding machine. That's fine. Okay, so all the video is gonna be 1 or 2 minutes, right? And at the lunch breaks, people can wave. You're gonna ask them, and during the work time, you're gonna say, "Hi, everyone. Here we are," in a happy way, because some people are gonna be working really hard and be sweaty, and gonna be a good labor hours, right, for some people, or caring, whichever they are doing. Some are real labor, right? Some places gonna be really hot and humid, but the job needs to be done. So try, for you that the university students, married couples doing this work of taking pictures and talking to them, make sure that it's, "Hey, smile, gonna make a video here. How you doing? What are you doing?" And then the team leader gonna say a few words. Okay? All right? Can you have a break, please? Here we are, another video, another short video. You can make even videos of 20, 40 seconds, but on a total, be reasonable to have at least 2 minutes, right? With all these little pieces from both days. Make a plan ahead, according to how big is the church, how many things need to get done. Because if they don't have many things inside, but they might have a lot outside to do. So make a plan of the videos you're gonna make. Just a basic plan, of course. And always when you approach a new team for the university students, when they're doing those videos, they have to ask, "Can you make a break, please?" That's very important. And then they're going to make 1 or 2 minutes break. No more is needed. "What are you doing?" And the person that's answering need to speak. You will remind them ahead, not at the video, but remind them ahead. Remember to move your mouth, because the person might be far away from your phone. Talk loud, talk strong, right? And gesticulate well the words. Speak properly, very clearly, okay? All right. So you can have good videos. The other thing, always have the blinds, the curtains open for natural sunlight when you are recording inside. And be ready in case it rains, so you have a little tiny cover for your cell phone in case your cell phone is not waterproof. The university couples that will be arriving with their own cell phones, they have to show to one of the people of the church, one of the couples of the church, to make sure they don't have, just to open up, they have an idea how many apps, type of apps they have, so they can do that, okay? Just in case, right? So they don't come because people never saw before, right? So you're sure. At the end of the day, about 6:50, the person of the church will also check for the pictures taken. So you have an idea, and also no bad pictures were taken. Everything is everything is, proper dress code. I mean, nobody naked in the bathroom or something like that. So the church person in charge, the couple, will check all these couples from the university and make sure, go over all the pictures, because it's easy to fast forward, and check at least 4 of these mini videos, okay, randomly. All right. Yeah, the time for the working videos, as soon as you record what they're doing, a few seconds, 20, 40 seconds will be plenty. It's not really needed. When they gather, they will be a total of 2 minutes or 4 minutes, for the 2 days. But, for each visit you do, if they're doing the same thing, you're more going to talk to them, you're not going to record again if they're doing exactly the same thing, such as taking the carpet out. But if they're doing different things or in a different location, such as the garden work, the woods work, or kitchen, already taken cabinets out, all the items were already taken, so will be different things. So you record, okay? When you do the kitchen cabinets will only stay if they're really hard wood, really strong, in a reasonable way, like, and very well maintained, that probably they're going to stay. Otherwise, if they're really bad, already take them out, because it shouldn't be that hard. If they're bad, already take them out. The refrigerator, the same thing. If they're old or not really sustainable, or rusted on the side or something like that, they will be replaced anyways. You already can take them out. All right, for the first and the second day, when they close the gate, the main building, and also the main gate, the street, right? You're going to record, because that video is important for the new owners to have an idea about the location. They're going to be available. This video is going to be ready, edited for the new owners to have an idea about the property. Okay, because they might be from another county, another neighborhood, or something like that. All right? So you're going to record on how they're closing. And the best is possible, they're going to have keys, or they can also have those locks with a word, and the word have to be written, that report. Okay? So they're going to show, and you're going to say today, and you're going to say the date is this. Now it's 5:55. We are closing the main building door, the door of the main building, and, with this person, tell the name of the person that's closing with you. When you go to the main gate by the street, you do the same. Now it's 6 o'clock of this day, and this, and that. When you're opening up on both days, you also have to be there when they open up. If they're going to be there 6:20, at least 2 couples also need to be there with the church participants at 6:20. They cannot open up without your participation. If they say 6:20, it's 6:20, and not 6:40, not 6:10, okay? All right, so we will have at least 2 couples from the church and 2 couples from the university. When they open the street gate, that's very important, or when they enter that street gate, if does not have a proper gate, they just is open, someplace open, that's fine, but they have to be together. And you're also going to say the date. Today is this date, this time, we are opening the front gate, or the main door, the main church door. All right? Okay. So always say the date and the time, and who is with you from both sides. The name of the 4 people, okay? The 2 couples from each side. I forgot to tell you on that item, that is things to bring, and also I said people need to be already on dress code. They can go with old clothes or new clothes, depends their job, if they was in bleach or not. Remember the part? Okay, I forgot to say. But no one can have beards, no one can have long hair, nothing of that. Okay, the hat's already said. So everyone need already to be, men with the hair really, really short, like military hair, really short, okay? But not shaved and hair on the top. No, in a reasonable connection with the top on the side. And the ladies also short hair. No ladies with long hair. It's a cleanup day, no ponytails, because we need to be safe. We already talked about that. They can have their hair up to the shoulder, but if they're working in the woods, they need to have up to their chin, because to be safe against insects, and so they can move around, and also people that work in the garden, okay? So that's a chin. People that are working inside, they can have up to the shoulder. No very long hair for anyone, okay? Okay, so this part is done. And you please go to the video I made a few months ago for church cleanup, and you can add anything that is Very important. Just go there and check it, okay? And soon we're gonna have everything on our website. But in case you're doing your cleanup before we have all these details already listed at the website, please go there and check that old video. I might take the video out soon, as we will be able to check it, because this is bad instruction with more details for all of you. Okay, so now I have here the item number 11, keep or not. Okay, so I'm just going to give you some examples for everything. So if you have kitchen pans that are really strong, really durable, for everything, if you believe that that item is going to be used, right, part of the authorized items, you can leave, you know, such as regular spoons, regular forks, even the table knives you can leave in case that will be, for example, an H event. They're gonna have parties and they can have forks and knives. So just be reasonable according to your location. If your kitchen, you're sure your kitchen gonna be ripped down because the cabinets are too old and you were not able to take them out, for example. So you're gonna keep all those things that you think that are good. For example, you got a good set of pans that are very strong, very durable in another room, right? Makes sense, in a room close by, on the top of a table, or somewhere safe, right? Or in the floor, in a corner, okay? So they can start, when they come, they can start ripping the cabinets and remodel the kitchen as soon as possible, okay? So you're not leaving paper towel, you're not leaving light covers dirty. You have to clean the light covers because the new people gonna check which ones are authorized, which ones are not. Light covers are those like glasses that need to be washed. Take them out and need to be washed, you know? That some ceiling light fixtures have them, or also for the garden lights, no solar tiny garden lights, you take them all out. But if they're in post about 2 meters high, you can leave them. You have to clean them properly. All of them on walls or ceilings need to be washed and put it back, or clean with a fabric. If anything is leaking, you have to put, that report, the last document that I didn't show you yet. If anything is leaking, if you have a pool, or if you have a sink, sink you have to fix, sink, the bathroom or the kitchen, if it's leaking, dripping, you have to fix, that's your job. But the pool is acceptable, or wall or ceiling, right, or roof, that's acceptable because those are bigger changes, okay? All right, if the motor of the pool, the filter of the pool is broken, it's okay, you don't have to do it, all right? But you need to leave enough chemicals there that's reasonable for 4 weeks, that it won't proliferate mosquitoes, okay? Because algae is okay, but we don't want mosquitoes there in these 4 weeks, all right? That's important. Put enough chemicals, whichever you're already using. But if the motor of the water well is broken, it's your job to fix and have it ready. If or if pumps, the better word is pumps, broken. If it's from the water well or from the watering tank, it's your job to fix anything that's wrong with them. If they're not filling up the water tank, or it's not keeping full, or is not pumping, whichever is related to water, because people are gonna come to remodel and fix the new owners, they need water, all right? The pool is different, okay? You can fix afterwards. If you have a pond, in the same way, okay? You need to have an aerator, depends how big is this pond, because some ponds are huge and they already sustain themselves without mosquito proliferation, okay? But if they have mosquito proliferation, it's your job to get a solar panel pump, right? Water pump, right? That is sprinkle the water and make the movement, right? The ones that shoot the water up. So you need to purchase that and already install. That's your job. If, because some might be bigger, some might be smaller, is not that the case. The case if they have mosquito breeding or not, because some they do not have enough fish in there, okay? So that's your job to provide that pump. If for the last year or so, they didn't show any signs of mosquito proliferation, so they do have enough fish, so that's not your job. The new owner is going to see what's needed. If the property has any, because some churches are right beside a pond or a river or whichever it is, right? If they have a little canoe or kayak or a boat, it's up to you to decide if you're leaving this there, if you're giving to one of the participants, or if you're selling. It's up to you to decide that. If they have any equipment with that, such as a few life vests, if they're in good condition, it's also up to you to leave it or to sell or to give to someone. It's up to you. Just to be clear, the trees that can stay that are not food trees, not edible trees, right, fruit or nuts, whichever, they can only stay if they're very good pollinators or very, very beautiful, really to call attention, so they can stay, because for sure they will be pollinators as well, right? And if it's reasonable for the area, for example, we don't want a beautiful tree in Florida that has hurricanes, for example, okay? We need only trees that have hardwood or medium hardwoods to stay if they're not food, as I said, okay? But not softwood for a location like that one, okay? So you're gonna do really the best because you already know your property, and leave all already clean for the garden woods, for the new owners to already start planting their fruit trees when they start arriving and working. So no trophies, no medals, no recognitions of any type, as an object or hung on a wall or as a pen or as a paint or any type of those things. Also, no medals, like this painting in metals, and no medals and recognition of any type, not in object, not in a wall, anywhere, okay? Okay, so we are going to have an estimate. If the property has more than 4 acres or more, and if they really have a lot of woods, then they can ask for 2 more days. Other than that, and if the university approve, if they prove that they need these 2 extra days. Otherwise, they have to hire enough people and get it done on those 2 days and not 4 days. All the office cabinets and bathroom and other rooms, so you're gonna follow the same pattern. They're really old or already shredding and easy to take out, already take them out. If they are hard to take out, just leave them there. People that are gonna remodel, they're gonna do the job. Okay, at the kitchen and the bathroom, you need to leave a soap and a hand towel, clean. Okay, really clean. If you're not sure, boil one in the first day, and the second day is dry, or put them in a wash and dry if you have one. Okay, but need to be really clean. Okay, because we don't know, we need to be safe. So soap and hand towel for both. Now, if you have extra hand towels that are solid colors and you want to live there, it's fine. You're not buying new ones to live, but you already got, it's up to you. Those are the things, does the church participants need them at their own house? You're not going to leave them there because that's going to be a business. Going to be easier for the business to purchase. So do whichever you think is the most reasonable according to the participants, because some participants might be needing those things. All right? And just one soap of each. If you have a few soaps that you already bought, they're sustainable, and then you can leave them there, that's fine. Or clothes detergent, if you have a wash and dryer, you can also leave them there, or give to one of the participants' residential community if they are poor, for example, they need more because they're also going to need their laundry rooms. On all these details is up to you. For perishable food, everything needs to be taken out. Fruits, even the fruits that are falling, you have to collect them all and leave them clean on the end of the second day. What's gonna fall during the 4 weeks, that's something else. It's not your problem. That is for the new owners to decide when they come which one is good, which one is bad, which ones can be, used or not, or compost. But you have to leave everything clean by the end of the second day. All the refrigerators empty, no perishable food of any type, no salads, not cooked food, nothing on a freezer. Give to your church participants or give to someone you think gonna use it, okay? All right. Completely empty. The refrigerator is completely empty. Now, what you can leave are non-perishable food or food that's still valid for, more than 4 weeks, of course, right? But they need to be closed and sealable. All the food need to be closed, not in a half, not open, and not without sealant. Depend the country you are or how you bought those things, because maybe you bought in bulk and share in a small container, so they're not sealable anymore from proper companies, licensed companies. So if you have an open oil or open olive oil or, all those things, open vinegar, you're not leaving there, okay? You can only leave what is really close, even the vinegar, even the clothes detergent, okay? All right. So what you can keep for food and leave for the falling owners, if you have plenty of them or if the participants didn't want to bring home, it's things that can be well washed, such as rice, beans, lentils, chickpeas, those things that can be really well washed. You cannot leave oats, for example, because somebody with a tiny hole and a syringe and a needle, for example, can put something on that oat and nobody ever gonna notice. So you cannot leave items that are not really, that cannot be well washed, okay? So you can leave tomato sauce if really no one opens, and the new owners have to check when they open, gonna make that click, right? That airs just pop up, the sound of popping up, when they open. You can leave cans that are not dented, such as beans, things that are approved, of course, or tomato paste, tomato sauce, those things is okay, you can leave. You cannot leave cereal of any type, you cannot leave donuts or sugary items or cakes, anything on a refrigerator. You cannot leave any type of dry tea or coffee because they are not really washable, right? Or coffee grounds, if they're in a sealable container, yes, you can have. No, you cannot. Not coffee, even the ones without grinding, you cannot leave. So no coffee, no tea of any type, okay? Because they're not, people never wash them usually, right? So we're not keeping them. You cannot leave incense of any type. You cannot leave any type of ring chimes, any type of paper decoration of anything, okay? You cannot leave milk in boxes of any type. No cow's milk, no coconut milk, almond milk, none of those milks, because you're not going to use milk after those 4 weeks. People need to bring them home and use them home. Okay, just share with the people that are there, they bring it home. You cannot leave garlic powder that's open or pepper or anything like that. If they're closed with the sealant, you can leave. And if it's only authorized items such as garlic with salt, that's okay. Or black pepper with salt or by itself, that's okay if they have the sealant on them. At the kitchen, you cannot leave a synthetic sponge. You know, those that are foamy, you cannot leave that. Just leave a bottle of soap so people they come, you know, the new owners with the new workers, so they can wash their hands. Everything else is their job to bring, okay? And also during the 4 weeks that the university will be studying about the places, they might come and check one property or another that they might have questions about, because I don't know if I'm going to authorize that, because they should have plenty of videos to be checking. But in case, you know, if we authorize them to come during these 4 weeks, no. We're not authorizing anyone to come during these 4 weeks. But for the new owners and the new workers, when they arrive, they need a soap and a hand towel at the kitchen and the bathroom. Okay, if you have a very small, if you have small tiles at the kitchen sink area, at the wall or the bathroom, just leave. People that will remodel gonna take them out. And if you have non-approved tiles, you're gonna leave as well, you know, the other people. Unless it's really easy for you. If it's really easy, if you have a room with non-authorized tile, if you have enough people, you have enough money, just go ahead and take everything you can. If you have the money, you have the people to do it, take the cabinets out, take the non-approved tiles out, right? Take everything out. It's going to be easy for the next people after those 4 weeks, because they already have a lot to do it. But if you don't, just leave them at it. But the carpet is mandatory. Remember, tiles to stay needs to be white or really clear, like in a very clear beige or very clear yellow, very, very clear, and in solid colors. They cannot have all these patterns on them of any type. Not structure patterns or like random patterns, cannot have. At the toilets, you know, some people put curtains at the male and female bathroom. You cannot leave any curtains, because all of them gonna have proper doors installed. So just leave one curtain for the workers to use for the first few days until they have proper doors. That curtain needs to be clean. If it's plastic or fabric, needs to be washed, properly washed and placed back. So just leave one, okay? Yeah, sorry, here's an improvement. So just one curtain for the male toilet and one for the female toilet. If you have that male type of basin, whichever they're called, you already can remove it, lock the pipe, of course, right? Because it's one last thing and it's easy to be removed. Many people can do that. Already take them all out, because male's gonna use only regular proper toilets, okay? All right, so now we are going to some specific about different churches. So here for some Catholic churches, they have some gold items, right? So you have to, as I said before, you have to hire a proper company, licensed company, to bring a digital and a manual scale to measure these things. All right. The gold gonna be sold to this proper company that you're gonna contact on this 1 or 2 days of preparation time, right? Okay, the gold you're gonna share with all participants, as I already said that. If they have also precious stones on the things, the one that the person can take out, they can take out right there, right? And already share the people or give vouchers. So some might want the money, some might want the stones themselves, right? So they share, they gather them all, see how many people, share an amount of, let's say, on their monetary money used on their country, such as here we use dollars, right? Okay, so they're gonna share with everyone that has been paying for the fees, even those that didn't pay much. You're gonna have the same exact amount of those that pay more, if they were honest paid. Because some people doesn't want to pay much because they're lazy, right? They don't want to work, they don't want to do anything. But some people didn't pay much because that's the job they got, and they also have other fees or other things to pay, such as rental homes, and some other people might already own their homes. So you're just going to do the best you can. And the rules and guidelines I wrote for the gold and precious stones, and also for metal that's going to be recycled, that you're going to have some money from it, right? If it's a reasonable amount, okay? So you're going to do the best you can, but resolve quick. How going to be? And make sure you send an email to everyone. Everyone going to already know how that amount going to be shared. The total amount going to be shared from each of these items. Gold or silver, precious stones, metal scraps for recycling, and so on. Plastic for recycle, okay? Because you're also going to have, some churches have a lot of disposables, so that might count. A few dollars here, a few dollars there, recycle everything, okay? All those companies that are going to be taking items from those churches, they need to already pay the proper people. So they're going to spend probably 1 whole day or even 2 whole days according to the amount of things. Why is that? They have to count, they have to measure everything fast, right? But then they already have to pay right to everyone. Those that have a bank account, they're going to do direct deposit. And they're going to print the deposit slip with all the transactions made according to the country you are, according to your reality. So what is the most used? Is PayPal or another app of your country? Which one? Because these participants need, during this 1 or 2 days planning time, they already can send information such as the email, most like PayPal's apps, just ask for the email, and then the person gonna put a registered PayPal with their proper account number, routing number, and so on. But they do not give to this recycling company or to this gold company their own bank information. All right. Okay. If the amount is low, they can also pay in cash. If it's reasonable for the location that you are, such as they're safe, not too much amount. For example, here in the area I live, it should be fine people to go home with $200, $400, but some other countries not really like that. If the people are taking bus or not, if the bus is crowded or not. So you have to see how is the location you live to be reasonable. Otherwise, everyone we already decided will be direct deposit, because everyone should have a bank account, okay? With rare exceptions that if one person does not have for any reason on those days, or just transferring to another bank account, that person can have whichever one of a check from the company, okay, or money order. Yeah, money order, not check. I think money order is better because the money is already there, that they can use, such as, or also they can use Western Union or Walmart to Walmart. Those other types of payments they can use as well. Okay, so everything to do with money, gold, precious stones, and all these things that mostly from Catholic Church already decided, the amount is decided and done. Authorized stones to bring home needs to fit in a box of 10 by 10 centimeters. So of course, according to the value, some might bring just one tiny stone and other gonna bring a 10 by 10 stone, because some churches or schools, they might have stone collection. That's why I'm saying that, okay? And they're part of religious schools, okay? All right. All decorations, seasonal decorations to take out. Christmas, Halloween, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all this plastic decoration, all these things is to be taken out. You can only live if it's clean, without stains, a proper tablecloth that are on our dress code, such as solid colors, right? Those you can leave if the people doesn't want to bring home, if they don't need home, because you have to remember the people that are there, they work really hard along the years to have all those items there, so they deserve to bring things home if they need. But if it's some extra ones, or if it's too many, they already got the ones they need, okay, so you can leave them there if they have no stains, not cut, not ripped, okay? All right. Places that have beds, such as some camping sites of churches, right, that have some cabins or apartments, or also some churches that have things for their overnight or weekends, or people that have nuns living there, priests living there. Anyways, for everywhere that have beds and mattresses, all the mattresses need to be taken out, and beds can only stay if they're really firm, really strong wood that you believe gonna be acceptable, okay? But mattresses, all the mattresses gonna be on the new code, our new code, new mattresses, even those that are covered in a strong plastic rubber. We are not having them, because everything gonna be according to the new standards, the foam, the inside foam, and also the covered, okay? If that will be a residential area or a hotel, whichever that location will be afterwards, take all mattresses out for sure. You cannot leave blankets, no sheets, no shower towels, nothing of that. All that gonna be taken out. If you have a pool, if your location is, for example, a campsite or summer campsite, right, for a church, then if you have plenty of towels and they're solid colors, then you can leave them, right, if your church participants already brought them home if they need, okay? And of course, if they're clean, not ripped and things like that, not stained. Okay, any picnic table can leave. If they're metal, if they're wood, you can leave, because they're gonna be useful. If you have a pool with furniture, leave the furniture there, because details about pool furniture we are going to tell afterwards, such as garden, pool, let's say pool furniture. The table, the chairs, the long chairs, bed type, okay, we're gonna have, because some might be recovered and in our standards and last for many years, okay? So details gonna be given afterwards, all right? And if you have any invasive plant or venomous plant, you can also already take them out with everything else, right? For food, if you have very hot peppers, you have to take them out. You cannot leave seeds or the plant themselves. If they are mild peppers, that's okay. You can leave at the garden, the food garden, that's okay. And everything else you have at if you have an organic garden, right? Food, organic or not, you just leave it there. People can bring their harvest, bring home the best they can. That will be reasonable for those 4 weeks, because those families going to be at home 4 weeks planting their own gardens. They need food. So give the best you can, and the other things you can leave them there. Okay, so now some more specifics about the kitchen. You can leave at the kitchen strong blenders, all strong blenders, and all food processors. Those two things you can leave, because we are going to use, if that place is going to be school, educational site of any type, or hotel, okay? Because in a big quantity, we are going to use those two things. And the blender is going to be used to make soaps and things like that. Stove can only be left is flat, and the refrigerator already gave details about. You can leave cups if you have many glasses. You can leave them there, because according to what they will be, if they're going to be a nature event, for example, they can have strong glass cups. But if they're preschool or school, they're not going to have those. So just leave them there. The following owner is going to know what to do with them. All males and females bathroom need a closed 4 rolls of toilet paper. 4 for the males, 4 for the females. Just for the first few days, these people are arriving, to make sure they have. And at least one, at this toilet that have the curtain. If you have a baby changing table, those that are movable from the wall, you can leave them there, okay? Or even if you have, needs to be on a wall, baby, infant changing table. But some toddlers change them. If you have the one that has the shelf on the bottom, but it's strong, it's neat, it's in a very good condition, just need painting, for example, that's okay, you can leave it there. Okay, for the office, you can leave computers, laptops, printers, that's it. 2 blue pens, a few pages of white paper. If you have more, people cannot bring home anyways, right? You can leave everything there. Computers, laptops. If you have a shredder, shred what you need and take it out. Don't keep there, because if it's a school, any educational site, people gonna shred things on their hands, okay? And not use a shredder in the future years. Wait, you can keep the shredder, because the shredder we're not sure yet if people can use while we already have them anyways, right? Just keep the shredder there until we let you know what we're going to be doing with them. If you have extra printing paper, extra blue pens, transparent, the big type, that's okay, you can keep there. Everything else you bring home, you donate, you give, you sell, or you put in the trash, okay? All right. People can also bring home white paper, because everyone can use white paper, okay? At their homes, they can use a little bit, not too much, but everyone can bring 1 pack home, that's okay. 1 pack of printing paper, because everyone gonna make notes, make plans. If you have notebooks, you can leave, or people can bring home as well, because they can be used either way. Okay, and the new owners, what they want use, or they want authorized to use, they're gonna give to proper thrift stores, or give to a proper location, a school, or preschool, or university, whichever the material will be useful for. Folding tables, folding chairs, people can bring to their residential community if they're located in a poor area that they don't have, because everyone gonna need those items, right? Or if no one wants, you can leave it there and will also be taken care. All right, so now let's say all the wine the churches have, or sacred water some Catholics have, or ayahuasca, all those things are to be thrown away in front of the university couple, so they're sure that's gone. Go to the garden, a few meters away from the building, a place people won't be walking, so it's not muddy, and dump them out right there. They're not sacred and they won't be, okay? They're just a regular liquid, and let them go in a simple way as possible, and nothing special about, just let them go. Also for the Eucharist, they need to be smashed and placed in a garden somewhere. Okay, break them down with the hand very quickly. You can break them all down and let it go, and water with the water hose. Also need to be done in front of university couple. Okay, so now I'm going to say a few words about tools for the garden and tools for construction. They're two different things, right? So if you have them both, you're gonna already locate them both separately. So when the new owners come, they know what they are, how many they have, and so on. If you have a tiny shed for one, for the other, for both, you need to take them all out and put them in one of the proper rooms the building does have, because those are very important when they arrive and need to be taken picture. All of them need to be clean and sanded. If they are dirty, they have to sand the wood holders, for the long tools and also for the small ones. Sand it all, leave them all neat and clean, because those are very important for them to use. Okay, the handles and also the metal part. Okay, so you're gonna, this big room, you're gonna put them all together, all the long tools, all the hand tools, everything on the floor, one beside the other, for the person to take a picture, and it will be easier for the university to know, and also for the new owners to know what they have, what they don't, so they can make their plan during these 4 weeks, and if they're approved for that location. So they don't have to go in there. They already have an idea and quite many details on what they have, what they don't. And for everything, you can only leave if they are in a good condition to be used. Watering cans, watering hose, if they don't have all those dents, if they are not too dry out and hard to use. You have to be reasonable. They can only have good, very well maintained items, okay? Or just take them out and they're gonna have new ones, because everything gonna be new for everyone. If they're not really good, take them out. Also sprinklers, above ground sprinklers and hoses you can leave, or people can bring home, but those things are needed. The best as possible tools, leave them there, because they're already there, right? So why bring? Because everyone gonna need them anyways. So we're gonna help the peace organization and people that produce them, gonna help either way. So just you can leave them there, or people can also bring them home. If they need for those 4 weeks to do their garden, that's fine, bring the tools home. Seeds can only stay if they're sealable, if their envelope, their purchase envelope, was not touched. If they're already cut, and already open, even that they were just open a few days ago, they cannot be left there. People need to bring home and use on their own gardens, their own residential communities. And we're also not leaving seeds or bulbs for flowers or things like that. People bring them home, because all the details gonna be said only afterwards, which one's authorized or not, because only the good, very good pollinators, or the ones that are really beautiful, yes, they can stay. If you have any orchids or bromeliads, you already have to take them all out. And everything else I already said before, okay? You can leave only 2 Eureka palms, I think I said that, right? For brooming purposes, for sweeping purposes. We're gonna make brooms, probably even for inside. So if you have any other plant in your region that's used to make brooms, you can leave them. Just 2 of them, that's not too close to the building. In our case here in Florida, we have Eureka. Eureka palm is one of the best to sweep like the paths of the gardens, right? Sidewalks, because we're not going to have blowers in the future. You have to remember that. And hopefully we're not going to have plastic brooms as well because they're not needed, okay? All right. So 2 plants is enough. If they're very slow growers and if the property is really big, you can leave 4. So you have to think how many brooms you need, how big the area is, or how much building is built. So you have an idea, whichever it will be, a hotel or if we're going to be a school, you have an idea how many people are going to need brooms on that area, that property. All the water heater tanks need to be taken out in all countries because they're not needed, not sustainable, right? And no one gonna be living in freezing locations. We're going to live in tropical and subtropical countries. Very few countries, for example, here in the United States, from Georgia until New York State, does get good winter, but not more than 4 cold winter months, and should not be more than 2 snowy months, right? And people gonna be using a lot of water, cooking at home, so no one gonna have frozen pipes for sure. And if you have showers, like that might be used for a hotel, for example, if the electric showers, you can leave them there because according how strong they are, they're gonna be evaluated to see if they're left there or not. All the hot pipes for the kitchen sink, if it's easy, you can already change them and have only the cold water already installed. Otherwise, you can leave. Depends if you have plenty of people to do that item, you can do it, or leave for the remodeling time. If you already have an edible garden, food garden at the property, you need to leave sprinklers on with a timer during these 4 weeks that the property gonna be closed, right? Because no one gonna be visiting the property, no neighbors, no previous owners, no university staff or student, okay? So the real best is to harvest everything, give everything to the workers, right? Being paid or being own associates, okay? And have it clear the most as possible if you don't have the sprinkler. The 2 main keys really need to be changed, okay? Because probably along the years, many people have the copy of those 2 keys. The front gate, right? And the main office door, all right? Or the main building door, whichever is the one you think is the most important according to your reality, right? Or the 2 main buildings, because some people do not have gate but have 2 main buildings, for example. Okay, so number 12, you have to prove that all bills are up to date. Water, electricity, you already can go ahead and cancel internet, and some countries might have gas, right, for heating. And any other bill that you have, any other monthly bill or the property or from the area, whichever it is, monthly utility bills, regular utility bills or fees for the area. You also have to prove, attached to those documents that you're giving to the university, prove that you're up to date with your yearly taxes, for the government, because most of the countries would have that. The last one is the deed. So you need to give a copy of the previous deed, right? Whichever name was it for the church. And you also need 2 originals for the new deed. One will stay with the university, right? That will be given afterwards to the city office, and one will stay at their own property when they reopen. So it's forbidden for church leaders that live close by or far away to apply for another leading position. So if they were secretary, they were president, if they were the bishop, the priest, whichever it is, they cannot apply for that same property. So for all leading positions, previous leading positions will be for everyone the same. If they were leaders for 2 or more years, they cannot be a new leader, such as department directors. Okay, they can be helpers or anything else, but not leading position, because 2 years is quite a lot, right? So we can give the opportunity to new people. And everyone to be the new department director need to be up to 55 years old. Okay, they cannot be older than that, because in 10 years they have to retire. They're gonna be 65 years old. Okay, all right. And the other requirements, such as peace points, everything else, it's already said in other videos that already posted. Couples that are interested in those positions, they have to check previous videos or our website as soon as we'll be ready. I do not have update for the 13th. All right, so here we have some updates for the item 14. So it's a farewell gathering at a local public park, or beach if you have, or whichever is a public location that is nearby. And the most convenient place for the majority of people, okay? Not in private restaurants. It's better to go to a location where the families can have fun and talk and play, okay? All right. So during the 2 days cleanup, the church secretary, the person in charge, gonna send the invitation to all associates, or some churches allowed guests, right? Because we have a variety of different churches of all types in all countries, right? Okay, so you're gonna send the invitation, email, call to a few people that you don't have emails, that's fine. So you're gonna set up the time, the date, and maximum 4 hours. So you're gonna meet for 2 hours or 4 hours. Why I'm saying that? Because some places they might not have too many people, or they just have a very few people. Certain churches are very small, and some churches are huge. They have like 400, 500, 600 people, right? So do whichever is the most convenient, the most appropriate. Once you cannot use the previous church anymore, right? Okay, so we will have the park ready, and if you have really many people, already organize the games, the time of the games, put the most information as possible at that invitation email, okay? So you're gonna say, you can set up a few different lunches, for example, because some parks have different picnic tables, so you already set up. So the families that gonna sit gonna be at this gazebo or that gazebo, place a number or a specific name, okay? Or have the families that have more elders, like such as grandparents, sitting at the picnic tables, the families that are younger sitting at the grass. Do whichever is possible, okay? Now, the family is going to be a potluck lunch. So the family is going to bring something to eat. What they can eat, it's not to bring plates. The objective is to have finger food to be easy. So people wash hands, or you bring hand sanitizer, the best as you think is convenient. And if they are using sanitizer, they can rinse their hands soon after, right? And they can eat some finger food because it's just 4 hours meeting anyways. People gonna be on a weekend for sure, right? So people can eat their breakfast, a good breakfast, and go to the park. So they have this lunch. They're gonna be like some veggies, right? You can bring hummus, you can bring guacamole, a few things like that. It's okay, all right? If it's baked chips, that's okay, but not fried ones, some healthy things. And most of the food will be like celery, radishes, try the most veggies as possible. And a few fruits is fine too, easy to eat, right? So basically it's that. So everyone can bring a container that's about a square or rectangle to be easy, right? To put one beside the other and use well the tables available, right? The picnic tables. If you do not have picnic tables and if you do have authorization, you can bring some folding tables. So that's okay to bring one family car or van or pickup truck with some folding tables. Okay, make sure you do everything by your regulation, your country regulation right now. So whichever park you use, in city park, county, state, or national park, make sure you have everything organized ahead, such as if you have to pay a fee or not, if they have to pay the entrance to enter or not, such as for a state or national park. If everyone will be going a bus, a rental bus, that's fine, or a few buses to go to this state or national park, so it's open, it's okay, because you've been together for many years with a good cause, because religion is to connect to God, right? Whichever was, if was more positive or less positive, now it's not important. The main thing is that we are going to focus to have one religion from now on for all countries, all families of all countries. But you have some special friends there, right? Because some churches, people get close to each other. They're very happy to see each other. Children love to play together. Okay, so plan something special. That's fine. You can take about, let's say, um, up to 8 pictures of your event. You're gonna put with all other, you're gonna put in a different location just to say that we are close, Our closing day with the family gatherings was on this day, this park, from this to that time. So we are trying to have like 4 hours maximum, okay? The only exception that can be up to 6 hours is that if you're going to a state or national park, so you can stay at the location for more hours to be useful, right? But no more than that is needed, okay? So of course you won't be counting traveling time. So you can rent a few buses for all the families, that's fine. But it's forbidden to go for the families to go on their family cars, because they already have to pass those cars, and don't be using them. But these rental buses can pass in a few different locations to pick up the families, and the time will start as soon as you arrive at the park, okay? And according to how many families you have, as I said, already plan. If you're going to have different lunches, for example, 2 different lunches or 4 different lunches, because if you're too many and you don't have much space to eat, you just have, for example, 2 gazebos or so and some grassy areas. So plan the best you can, right? Get organized and plan games for the little ones, the children. Plan other games for the teens. Plan also games for the the whole family, some for elders, I don't know, whichever is your reality, but is to have fun, not just be looking to each other and not just talking, let's have some real fun together. If you're going to a state or national park that you have really safe kayaking, canoeing, that's okay too. It's your own responsibility to make sure everyone that's doing properly, because some places have rentals, right, for those things. That's fine. You just have to do it in a proper way, right? Being safe, being secure, and follow proper rules and guidelines of the park. And everyone needs to be in a proper dress code, the peace dress code, okay? Close shoes at all times, okay? And I think that will be great. Farewell for everyone, okay? This meeting needs to be on a following Saturday or Sunday soon after these 2 cleanup days. So if you're doing the cleanup days already on a Saturday and Sunday, you have to do the farewell on a following weekend, okay? And cannot wait too long. All right, so do both things, the 2 days cleanup and the farewell, and get it done. The church leader also need to tell the families they have, during those 2 same cleanup days of the church property, they also have to clean up their homes of all their church items. So some churches give value to objects such as crucifix or chains, right? Necklaces, so whichever thing you used. Some people have mini altars at home, some people have Bibles, books, collections of books, magazines, clothing, right, for specific events or whichever it is, pictures, decorations, paintings. So you have to clean up everything during these 2 same days, because they should be doing in a few minutes, right? 20-40 minutes, they go around the house, clean up everything, and in the same way recycle what they can if it's real plastic, and books, Bibles, everything else goes straight into the trash. Why is that? Because we are not sending those books to be recycled, because they use too much chemicals and it's not worth it. So they go really into the trash, and we're asking every city do the best they can to use proper incinerators. On the report that you're writing with these 8 pictures, right, of this farewell party, you're going to have a piece of paper just giving the basics, right? As I said, so the name of your church, the address you used to go, and the person, the name of the person in charge of the spiritual activities, the secretary or board members, just the main information, okay, according to your reality, because every church is a little different. And then you're going to say how many associates you usually have, how many people came, and you're going to put the age of everyone present. So there came, right? Okay, children from 0 to 14 years old. And then, from 0 to 12. And then from 13 to 19. And then adults, right, 20 until 64, and retired, you put 65 and above, okay? All right, so I have the total numbers and the information of the park, location, time to start, time to end, and a few sentences about the activities you gave, right? The lunch was held at the grass, with fabrics, people sat on the floor. The lunch was served in picnic tables or something like that, and how people went. So if it was a city or county park, people walk or people took urban buses, right? Or you rented buses and went to a state or national park, something like that. Okay, done. I forgot to say, so when those families are cleaning up the objects related to the religion, books, and so on, they also have to clean up any document that they might have, for the church or for themselves, like, notes or handbooks or studies they used to do themselves, or notebooks or books about the church itself, or classes they were attending, because everything gonna be new and different. They have to clean up all these things. Or also for children, teens, or even adults that kept previous books from the school, for example, Catholic schools or Catholic universities and things like that, gonna start everything new for everyone. One thing I didn't say, because some churches, such as Catholic churches, they have some bedrooms, right? For the people that live there, such as nun or priests or monks, right? Depending on the religion you have. So, if the mattresses are covered in complete rubber or plastic, they're thick plastic, so leave it there, because we are going to give details afterwards, and the new owner is going to see if the type they have is authorized or not, because some might be good and still in a great condition and will be approved. So leave them there. And if they're wooden beds, you can leave it there. But if they're bunk beds that cannot be taken apart and become real beds or cut off or something like that, you have to take them out. If they are 100% wood and can be single beds, you can leave it there. The following owners gonna cut and improve, sand, and use it, or give to other locations, because we really don't know what each location will be, right? It might be a residential community, it might be a school. So the universe is gonna decide everything, but we don't want to waste beds or good mattresses. Okay, at the party, right, is this farewell gathering. That's the title of it that you're gonna put on that paper. You're not doing sign in and sign out for everyone, but you have to do sign in and sign out for the main people of the church, such as the church leader, if you have board members, or if you have a secretary and a secretary assistant. Nobody else is needed, okay? All right, so at the end of the document, you will already have those names printed, and they will sign on a side, write the last numbers of their country document, right? Such as in the United States with Social Security, just the last four numbers, and date, put the time, and that's it. So you already make one line for each person, and what was their position, for example, president, treasurer, if you have board members, right? Whichever it is, already put their positions there, please. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the last document that you need. It's not about the party anymore. Already type, have it read. You have to make 2 originals, the same as the party. You have to make 2 originals and have the main people of your church to sign it. And on the top, you're gonna write the name of, because some religions have a fictitious name, right? A shortened up name, and a very long one at their proper license document. So you have to write both if you used to have 2 different names. Okay, my friends, the details for this last document needed, I'm going to post in another video, because this video is already too long, okay? So, my friends, get organized, get ready, clean up everything, do what you have to do. So you're ready for our organization launching day on November 11th, 2022, and we will see you soon.